Bring this down a little bit.
Put my volume up. Make sure it's up. And then we good. And you can hear me, I can hear you, right?
Yeah.
And let me just share it to a few of my friends.
Oh, that's good. I'm trying to figure out what I did with my glasses, really. Okay, they go. Let me see how I can share.
Upstairs, get right upstairs. Upstairs. Thank you.
Oh, let's blend me in now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right.
And I do have internet trouble, so in case I freeze, just let you know ahead of time.
Okay.
That's why I'm just trying to have some backups just in case I freeze.
Hi, he's speaking gentle.
Hey, how are you? And then let me get this one. Oh, God. No, not you. I don't want you.
See if I
Okay. All right. So it is very simple. I just introduce myself. I introduce you. And oh, if you just want to, yeah, I was gonna say just sit up, perfect, so we can see your beautiful face. You want to see the beauty? You want to see the beauty?
I
You
was
know.
I was trying to look and read without the glasses on because I realized that the glare was like,
The
huh?
glare.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll introduce myself, introduce you. And if you have anything that you're working on, maybe that's what your page is about, you can take that opportunity to promote it. And that's really what it is. It's a conversation. It's not, I always tell people it's not interrogation, it's a conversation. We're not interrogating parents. In fact, this is a place to be comfortable, a safe place where you can vent. Nobody's judging you. The only people I judge is the ones that abuse children. I judge you because you should not be abusing children. But after that, I get it. When a parent says it's been too much today, it's been a lot today. I don't judge you because I get it. There's days like that. We're human. So it's a safe place. It's a place to vent. It's a place also to give resources. You may have resources that other parents don't have or don't know. So it's a good opportunity to put those resources out there, and then other parents will find out. We help each other out. It's an exchange of help, put it this way. Okay.
Okay.
So my name is HR. I started this page to help parents that have children with different disabilities. Yes, we specialize in autism because my daughter has autism. However, it could be ADHD, it could be cerebral palsy, it could be any different disability. If we have the information, we will share it on here. And we don't mind interviewing any parent that don't have a child on autism spectrum, but maybe they have cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and many other medical disabilities that are out there. We have no problem also speaking to you too, because you can help other parents that are facing the same thing. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. You will see my podcast also on Spotify. You can hear the audio. and it's called I Made Peace with Autism. So I do this podcast on TikTok and I speak to different parents. Like I'm going to speak to this beautiful parent right here soon, this beautiful mom. And we discuss different things, different journeys that we went through, or similarities as well. I have a daughter, you have a son, correct? You have a son on the spectrum. I have a daughter. So already there's a little difference there. So, but we may have a lot of similarities. So I made this page so we can help each other out. So I want to welcome, is it Davida, if I'm saying it
Yes,
correctly?
it's Davida.
Davida. Davida, yes, I'm welcoming Davida. Welcome.
Thank
And
you.
I got to get these things in place. Yes, hold on one second. I'm going to show how clever I am. There you go. There you go. Yes. Go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you.
And your page is Liam and Logan's mom, correct?
Right. It's
And
called Raising Liam.
Raising Liam. Okay. And Liam is how old?
Liam is 6. So actually, both of my kids are spectrum kids, but
Okay.
one is a level 1, so he's functioning
Yeah.
fine. He has his little quirks and issues. He's not sociable and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
He's OCD, he has those
Okay.
little things. And then I have Liam, who is a level 3. He
Okay.
is nonverbal.
Okay.
He's 6 years old, and
Okay.
he's recently been diagnosed with tics.
Okay. Right now, we going to start the conversation, but I do want to know about tics. First time I've heard of it, and I would love for you to talk about it with us here. Okay. So, first question that I do want to ask you is how did you know, since you have 2 children, you can explain both or you can explain one. That's up to you. How did you know that something was different?
So with Logan, he was slightly delayed, but not that bad. As he started to get older and there are like certain milestones wasn't just hitting like that, his pediatrician decided to have him evaluated. And once he was evaluated, the little things that we picked up was lack of eye contact, not engaging, and stuff like that. But his own, as he got older, kind of mellowed itself out where he was able to function, get through it. He still has his social challenges, like at school. He doesn't like to do any group assignment. He is kind of
Okay.
like to himself, by himself.
Okay.
And it doesn't help that Liam is also the same way, right? So their social skills are null and void. Whereas with Liam, he started walking early. He was walking at 9 months. He was progressing fine. And when he turned 1, I realized that, look, he's not progressing like he was before. He wasn't hitting those milestones like he was before. And then he wasn't talking. He was babbling. He was making sounds, but there was never a mommy, a daddy, a dada, none of those things.
Okay.
And so as we got to that point, I was just like, no, like, I've seen the signs that something is wrong with my kid. And so we went back to pediatrician. And of course, most of this was taking place during COVID. And so it was hard to kind of get, to everything that you needed. Everything was delayed. You had to wait to do this and stuff like that. So we got his official diagnosis, I think maybe like 6 months to 7 months after his pediatrician originally referred him. Once he was referred, initially both of my babies were premature. And so they see what is called a preemie specialist from birth. So he's a pediatrician, but he specializes with children that were born premature, have some type of disability. He's not a regular pediatric doctor.
Pediatrician. Okay.
So the only way he will see you is if you have a sibling that attends him, then he'll take the sibling to make it easier for the parent. But he won't just take you if you're a normal child.
Yeah.
So to make it convenient, he's in one of the hospitals. And so him and that hospital partner, and they create speech and occupational therapy right there, right next door to them. So everything, he was able to just transition from his pediatrician right into therapy and working on it, doing what he needed to do. And then once we realized like the words weren't coming, the therapist was really good in making sure that he got an AC see
Okay,
device
device.
through his
Mm-hmm.
insurance. And so like that is his way of communication. Now with Liam, he is stubborn. He does things his way. He does not care who you are. He's no respecter of person. Okay. He does not. You could be 6'5", 300 pounds, and he don't care. So with him, he is just like, he chooses not to use it at home. He only uses
Okay.
it at school.
At
Like,
school.
yeah,
Okay.
like he has his own
Okay.
way of communicating at home, so he chooses not to do that.
And
But
which one is 6 years old?
Liam,
Liam. Okay.
hmm
Okay. Okay.
so that is definitely, he's been my like experience of it all. And actually, he was the reason why I decided to go back to school to specialize in special education and early elementary
Mm.
education. He
We
was
gonna have a long we gonna have a long conversation because I got questions for you, girl.
so yeah.
Yes.
So last year he's been on aggression medicine since he was like 3, right?
Aggression medicine. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it that because he gets upset or is it
Yeah, so like
okay?
he stands firm on whatever decision he's making in that moment. If he don't want to do it, that's it. So we call that oppositional defiance, more or
Yes,
less, right?
I've heard of that. Yes.
So because of that, he was on aggression medicine, not so much of a heavy dose, but enough to get him through.
Balance it out. Yeah.
Yes. And so last year, one of the side effects to the medication is that he eats a lot, right? And so it increases appetite.
Okay.
And so his pediatrician was like, his growth chart, he's in the 96th percentile. He's not big, but he is solid.
Solid.
And so he was like, I want to change him from the medication to another medication. So we did the whole coming off of that one to go on to the new one. When he started the new one, I didn't like it because it made him like a zombie. And I didn't like him being in that state. I wanted him to be in his own personality where he was still being himself. Like it didn't take away from him. So I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. So we decided to take him off of it altogether and just detox him and like let his body adjust, catch itself, and then we would go back to the medication. Well, during the detoxing phases of coming off the medication, he was off of it for maybe like 4 to 6 weeks. And all of a sudden, his body just went crazy. Like, I mean, it was to the point where it started off small. We noticed small things like he started biting, which was something that he's never done. He's never bitten anybody, nothing. And he started to get to physical. He started biting into his own hands and everything. Like it got to a point where nobody slept because he was up 17 to 18 hours a day. He was only sleeping for 3 hours, and that was with sleep medications. They tried doing combinations of giving him sleep medication, prescription sleep medication with Benadryl. Nothing was working.
With Benadryl?
Yes. The doctors
Benadryl knocks me out like
nothing. Like the most you would get would be 3 hours, and that would be it. And so we went on like that for a little while, and then the behavior started to get like very severe to the point where he couldn't go to school because he was biting into people he was hitting, and not because he wanted to, but because he didn't know what was going on with his own body. So a lot of people are aware of Tourette's. So Tourette's is the more common name, right?
Yeah.
But in order to have Tourette's, you have to have 2 types of tics. So a lot of people don't realize that you can have one set of tics and not have the other one. So you can't have the full Tourette's title. They call it tics. Okay.
So the tics is some of Tourette's. It's not like the full. Got you.
So there's a verbal tic and there's a movement tic. If you have both of them, you have Tourette's. If you only have one, you just have a tic. Okay. So as he was going through the process of like having all of these meltdowns, breakdowns, it took a toll on the entire house. Like I wasn't able to go to work. Dad wasn't able to go to work for some days. He was missing because it literally took two of us. This 6-year-old is fighting his dad, who is 6'3", 250 pounds, like a grown man. Like it was horrible. It was hard. It was bad. I took him to the emergency room 3 times and nobody could give me any help. And at that point, I was just like, y'all gonna have to do something or I'm going to jail because I'm gonna leave him here with y'all. And the doctor that worked the 3rd time when I went to the emergency room, she was like, I need to call neurology. And in calling neurology, he was referred over to them. And then that became a whole long saga and everything else. Because even with neurology, there's multiple parts of neurology. So he couldn't see a regular neurologist. He had to see a movement neurologist. And this is September, and they wasn't giving him an appointment until January. And so it was like pulling teeth. But because of what he did in their presence, it made them press along and get us in a lot faster. And in that moment, they thought he was having, first they thought it was seizures, which was no. Then they did all the MRIs, the seizure testing, that was ruled out. Then they went to, he's having a nerve issue. The nerve medicine wasn't working. My child has been on morphine. He's been on hydrocodone, like you name it, he has had it, because they just didn't know. And at that point, I got upset because I'm like, you're creating a child who you want to be a drug addict because you're just feeding all of this stuff into his body and it's not healthy. And so I literally called them incompetent. I like went down country with the doctors in the hospital. And I told them, I said, I am prepared to put on an orange jumpsuit when it comes to my child. So y'all gonna have to figure it out, stop what you're doing and get it together. And that process took us 6 weeks before one doctor finally said, my gut says that this is what is going on. And when she took a stand, she I mean, everybody else in the room saying they believe it's this. And then she said, no. She said, my gut says this is what is going on. So she called in his original movement neurologist. We started from the beginning and tracking when it started, what changed, what before. And it come to find out is the medicine that he was originally taking, it controlled tics. So when the medication was removed, was when the tics came to life.
Okay.
Because tics come between the ages of 5 and 10. And so because he's been on it since he was 3, it was in present. But the presence, it showed itself. So if we had never changed this medication, we would not have known that was taking place in his body. So imagine you having to fight with a 6-year-old daily to the point where in the hospital, they had to turn it into a psych ward. I couldn't even have a shower curtain to take a bath in the room. Like, that's how bad it was.
Oh my goodness.
And so in that experience, like, what really, because listen, I've only been on TikTok for like 2 weeks, and everybody in my family just kept telling me, you have to share, you have to share, you have to share. And I was just like, I just don't want my personal business out there in the street. But then I realized that there are so many mothers that don't have the type of voice to stand up like I do. And so it was like, okay, let me help y'all, educate y'all. Like, if you see this going on with your child, if you're experiencing this, then no, it's not a nerve issue. It's not a this issue. This is possibly what your child has going on. And the reality is, in the day and time doctors are not like what they used to be. That compassion and that care is not there, and so if you don't stand your ground and fight, like, they literally, after his seizure was done, on the first day after he was admitted, they was going to discharge him, and I refused to let it happen. Like, he's not leaving here until y'all figure it out. And it took us 2 hospital stays, a week each, for them to get it right. And since then, he is back to himself. Since he's back on his medication,
I'm happy to hear that.
He's back to himself. He's functioning the way that he was functioning, doing what he was doing, because everybody knew. Even his teacher was like, he's never had an issue.
That's not him. Yeah.
And she was the one that actually, she said, when I look at him, he reminds me of a child with Tourette's. And when she said that, it triggered me because he was doing all this head motion. The body was just flapping. He couldn't control it. And once she said that, it got the ball rolling in my head. Like, okay, we need to figure this out. We need to go back and address this, change some things. And then as I started learning what the medication that he was on previously takes care of, then everything started clicking in. And I ain't gonna tell you no lie. They still wasn't giving my child what he needed. And I really had to go to God in prayer. I did. I literally had to pray. And at that point, after he told me what I needed to hear and do, I actually put my child back on his medications by myself because I had extra medication in the house. And when I went back to the doctor, like 2 weeks after being discharged, I straight up told him, y'all don't care about my kid. Y'all don't do nothing. Y'all are incompetent. I went down country for them. And I told his neurologist, the teams that y'all have working, because naturally the hospital is a big hospital, but it's also a training hospital. And like I told him, because he's not a textbook case, you don't get it. You can't see it. You don't know what to do with it because it didn't come from a book that you read.
Yeah.
So because of that, I was frustrated, and I told him I took matters into my own hand. He was like, normally I would not agree with you. He said, but in this case, you did the right thing. And he was like I can see the difference between when we started this journey to when he is. So sometimes, even as parents, like, you hear the doctor, you listen to the doctor, but sometimes you have to do your own thing and figure it out on your own, because nobody knows your kid better than you.
Agree. I definitely agree. Wow, thank you for it, because that's a journey. That's a journey. Thank you for telling us that, because sometimes certain cultures and sometimes certain people feel that whatever the doctor says, that's it. And if you didn't put your foot down and let them know, nope, this is not it, he probably would still be having these issues now, and it would have been a problem for you guys.
And that's the thing. It does not just affect him; it affects everybody around him.
Yeah,
like it does, because just as simple as me being away from the house, and now Logan is brilliant. He's a straight A student, but me being out the house for those days, every test that he had while I was in that hospital with Liam, he failed. So it's like, people don't realize, it's like, yes, I have this one child that I deal with, but I also have this other child that also needs me just as much. And if you're not helping me on this end, I have two kids that are suffering at the same time with two different problems.
And you got to be there for both. Yep. And it does take a community. It takes a community, and that's why we need to know the resources that are out there. I understand what you're saying to a certain extent, not fully, to a certain extent, because I have a child that's not on the spectrum, and I have a child that is. But the child that's not on the spectrum thinks that we were born together, because literally this is her. And she's a mama's girl. She's always wants more. So you have to be able to divide your time for both kids. You have to. It's not and they both deserve your time.
They do.
And even though she's older, sometimes I have to explain to her that the baby needs a little more help. So give mommy a little leeway, but to her it's like, I want my mother. Like that's how kids think. It's like, I want my mom.
And it's hard because like yesterday, this morning, they both got up out of their bed and came into my bed, and something I said to Liam, and Logan said, well, see, you love Liam more than I do, than you love me, and I'm just like, no, I don't. I was like, Liam just needs a little excuse me, Liam just needs a little bit more than you do. Like, you're independent, you can do everything or whatever. So I guess he felt like he hurt my feelings, and so he got up out of the bed and he went out front. I just thought he was watching his tablet or doing his own little thing, and so he decided that he would make breakfast for him and his brother, and that was the first time he'd ever done that. And I'm like, I know I hear stuff going in the kitchen, so I'm like, what is going on? Because Liam is in the room with me, and so he had put the waffles in the toaster oven and toasted the waffles, and then he put his pancakes in the microwave and warmed them. And I was just like, I had to tell him, I really appreciate you. So like today he got some Legos, and so I had to sit down and build a car with him,
That's good.
So you have to kind of find that balance. But
Yeah.
that baby boy, now that's my second layer of skin. His daddy say that's your husband. That there is your husband. He don't want nobody touching me. If somebody come and interfere in my space, oh, he comes and makes his presence known. I can't hold nobody else's child. Nothing.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
I was holding a baby girl because I have two girls. So I was
Okay.
holding a baby girl, and both of them came like, who this? Like, get that kid back. It's like, no, don't do it.
That's how they do.
You only gonna hold me or her. That's it. And I barely want you to hold her. So forget
Exactly.
about this one.
Exactly.
So, how old is your oldest son?
He's 8.
He's 8. Okay. He's 8. Okay. That is great. Okay. So, what are some of the services that, well, both of them are getting now, or is it just Liam that's getting the
So
service?
Logan does speech, because
He
he's
does
still
speech.
working on
Okay.
perfecting his his vocal cords, and
Okay.
he has a little list.
Okay.
So he's still working on that.
Okay.
Liam is getting speech at school,
Okay.
and he's getting speech and OT outside of school.
Okay.
Because in the school system, OT looks different than outside.
Okay.
So what you get outside in OT is not what the school will give you. They really only step in if like it is affecting his writing and different things like that, then they'll step in. But since he's been diagnosed with tics, I have now requested other services for him. So I'm having an amended IEP meeting at the end of the month to and I just tell him what I want. Like, this is what I want, this, because I know, you know what I mean? So I told him what I wanted, and so I go in to have an amendment at the end of the month to give him, so like he would now qualify for OT in school, because one of the things that the tics does, it affects his hand, especially his right hand, which is his dominant hand. So now we're working on trying to switch his dominant hand from the right to the left.
Okay.
So because if this hand is going and it's bothering him, you can't stop him, you can't do nothing. You just have to let it happen, and it's done. And so because of that, it could be triggered from different things. And so to keep it at bay, the best option is to try to, especially whilst he's still young, to try to get the left hand to be the dominant hand, seeing that that hand doesn't give him the problems that the right one does.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Learning something new every day. Okay. Okay, you say you get speech, you get have you ever tried ABA?
So originally I was going to sign him up for ABA, but the reason why I won't put him in ABA, because at school he functions really well. He is pretty well behaved at school. He he really doesn't have that much of an issue. And because he's in a life skills class too, I, especially after the tic diagnosis, he has his own
He has a para?
he does have, there are 2 of them in the classroom, and then he also has his own trampoline, individual trampoline with the net. So like if he gets overwhelmed, overstimulated, he could be put in it, they can zip it up, and he can bounce it out, do his thing until he regroups, and he knows how to bring himself back. He knows how to remove himself if he needs to, so he's kind of like, I do my thing when I do my thing, So for the most part of it, I don't really feel like he really needs the ABA. The only time he's ever been combative is when he was going through the tics issue.
The tics, okay. No, I've seen with some parents they like
pull out.
ABA.
Yeah.
Some of them like it, some of them don't. So I
don't
haven't
have a problem
done
with it, because originally I was going to start him off there, but and I was just like, it's not like he is struggling in that area. So I'm like, and then I felt like a lot of it too. Sometimes I feel like with ABA, because it's one-on-one, the majority of the time, I feel like you're also isolating the child and you're creating
That's a good point. I didn't even think about it though. Yeah.
Another barrier of socializing them, right? Whereas in the classroom, he has to learn how to socialize. Yes, he will have moments when he doesn't want to share, but we've learned how to navigate through those things. Or, well, okay, now it's my turn. No, it's your turn. So you find words and ways to deal with it. But if you isolate the child all the time, now we do have some parents that do 3 days of in school and 2 days of ABA. Right, so the child gets both. But my thing is, if the child
that's a good balance. Yeah.
But my feeling is, if the child can come for 3 days and be okay, why remove them for the other 2?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Because if you're there 3 days and you're not having no abundance of issues, no problems, at the end of the day, they kids. Just like us adults, we have our moments where we here, and we have our moments when we not. Okay, they the same way. And I keep telling people, they are people. They just little people. They have feelings. They go through things just like we do, and the same way we respond, they respond too. So what makes them any different?
That's true. That's a good point. I do want to elaborate, because you did say that you continued your education with special ed. So how was that? What made you make that decision, and how's that been going?
So I made that decision really because of Liam, because I was like, if I ever get to the point where I'm fed up with the school system, or I don't like the avenue it's going, that I will be able to give my children the proper education with my tools and my background. If I have it and I know it and I know what to do and I have the training to do it, they won't fall. You know what I mean? If something happens, if we have another COVID issue, my kids won't suffer. I will be the person to guide them and give them the tools that they need. Because a lot of times I've seen, some of the things that children go through even in the school system. And then I also see it from how some parents really just don't care. I've also seen how a parent can put preferential treatment on one child because that child doesn't have a disability and this one does. So I've seen so many different angles of it, and I was like, I want to be a balanced parent. I want to be able to facilitate both of my kids' needs. I want to be able to do what I need to do without worrying about who, what, why, when, and how. And I can make my own decisions. I can be comfortable in those decisions, and I can keep it moving.
Yeah, no, I definitely see. And how is it? So you already finished, or?
Yes, I have my degree.
No, that's fantastic, because I've been thinking about that too, for my youngest to get to do like speech therapy, because sometimes getting a therapist that that understands your child is a whole other ball game as well. Whole other ball game. She's not a hard kid to deal with, but she's not the kid that's gonna automatically like you. You have to
work.
Yeah, you have to work to get her trust. If you got her trust, you good. But if you don't,
but then like that, I pay attention. So if my son doesn't take to you or like you, then I automatically know that something is off with your spirit. Because if he does, then he gravitates to you naturally. He will walk up to you, give you a hug. If he doesn't want to be bothered with you, then I know you are somebody that I need to stay away from. Children.
Yeah, children know.
Children know. They know who for them and they know who's not. Okay? So if she is not taken to somebody, then there go your answer right there. Like, that ain't the one.
I had an incident where the first speech therapist she had was like, oh, she's a little aggressive and this and that. And I'm like, who's aggressive? And she's like, your daughter. And I'm like, my daughter's aggressive? She's not aggressive with us. She's not aggressive. And she was like, oh, maybe it's because the way I push her to do stuff. And I was like, I don't even think she was 3 yet. It's like, why are you pushing a 2.5-year-old? You go along with the flow until they get comfortable. She's still very young to be like, this is not an 8-year-old or 9-year-old where, they more or less could kind of gather what you're saying.
And even them.
Yeah, even them. Even then. So I'm like, she's barely 3. Like, she started walking like a year and a half ago. Like, this is a baby. Like, it's like, Like, okay, relax a little. And then I said, you know what? Something is not right here. And then we decided to part ways. And she found another one, and she had more experience, mind you. We found another therapist. She just graduated from college, and I was like, she doesn't have experience. Just graduated from college, but hey, let's try. Perfect fit. She was calm. She was cool. She let her do her thing. They spent a year and a half together, and from the beginning to the end, she was like, "I would never know this girl could talk as much if I wasn't patient." But it's because she was patient. She was calm. She was very mellow. So she likes calm people around her because she's a calm person. So if you're like, she's gonna be like, you talking to me? So it's like, so you do. Yeah. So that was one of the things that made me think of doing it as well, because unfortunately it's not all the time. Yes, baby. Yes, there's nothing in here for you. Yeah, she's coming in. Still wants food. I don't know where the food goes because she's ain't bigger than a tick.
Because they're moving. They're constantly moving, and so like if she anything like mine's be standing up, eating and moving. Dancing, he jump, he go, he take a spoonful and he jump back and he. So
she goes up and down the stairs. Yeah, like I said, people say 10,000 steps a day. I think she get 50,000 steps a day because she don't stop.
Exactly. So that's where her food is going. She have to put back everything that she working off.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. And so what grade is Liam in?
Liam is a first grader in life skills.
Okay. First grade. Okay. That's good. And then how is the adaptive device? So how is it?
So it is the one that he has is great. Okay. He has it holds a lot of stuff. And then like he has a page that's like strictly for school. He has a page that's for his speech. So like they upload whatever they want to it. If they're reading a book and it's like the Brown Bear, if they reading the Brown Bear story, all of the things and the activities where he has to answer, they upload it to the tablet. So he responds by using his tablet. And excuse me, I'm just getting over pneumonia, so excuse me.
I'm glad you got over it. That's good. Okay, yes. I'm glad. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like when he has words, and what I like about it is like he doesn't have to feel. So let's say he wants a drink, and he goes to the I want, and like the pages kind of navigate themselves based on the words that he chooses. And then if you want to put a full sentence in it, you can. So, and then like even his teacher's photos are uploaded to it. So if he needs to call one of them, he just matches onto their face, and the tablet calls them for him. Like all of his favorite things like pancakes, waffles, Captain Crunch, everything is on there. He can touch, tell you. So like I say, at school,
still debating on it. I don't know. I have such a hesitation on it. I'm always scared that it's not like, because she does kind of speak. So I'm like, is it gonna make her not speak?
And I think a lot of parents go through that, Yeah. But then I think about, okay, yes, it may take him a longer time to get his voice, but at home he's not using it, So we're still communicating, we're still talking, and like he knows when I say something. So if I say, Liam, can you turn on the light for me? He knows to go to the light switch and turn it on, right? And so it's like in my mind, if I don't give him that, it's like, okay, am I causing him more damage? Because at least at school he can advocate for his needs. Because even with the tics, when he was at school and they kept asking him what is wrong, he kept pushing the button, my arm. So he wouldn't be able to tell me that, you know what I mean? But because of that, he was able to actually advocate for himself. So a lot of times we feel like, oh, it's gonna hold them back or something like that. But then think about it: if they have no voice at all, you may not be around. You know what I mean? At least I could communicate to somebody what my need is.
That's
Because
true.
yes, I can look at my child and I understand what he's saying and what he does by the way that he talks to me because we have our own language, but somebody else is not going to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make sure that I'm proactive in making sure that wherever he is, he has a voice, whether I'm present
You were
or not.
president not. Agreed. Agreed. And how did you teach him how to use it, or did his school
Mm-mm.
teach him, or he just
Speech,
figured it?
speech,
Speech. Oh,
hmm speech. Like
gosh.
I had to learn too
Got it.
because I had to
Okay.
learn like how to upload different things.
Mm-hmm.
They and even with speech, they emailed um copies to all of his teachers that dealt with him and
Mm-hmm.
giving them a tutorial of how to add his stuff to it. One of the teachers already knew, so she was able to just jump in and get it
Okay.
going or whatever like that. So, excuse me. So it really became essential for him at school because in everything, that's how he talks to them. That's how, even when he has speech at school, that's what they use to communicate his device.
Okay. Okay.
When he goes to his regular speech, his goals are centered around him being able to use that tablet. So you have to be able to create. So he started off with just using one thing, right? So like if he wanted a drink, he would just go and press drink, and that
Mm-hmm.
would be it. So as time went on, it was like, no, you just can't push drink. You have to put I want drink. And
Okay.
so they make him start building sentences using the words that's on the tablet. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like he's still learning those words, but he's seeing it at the same time. You know what I mean? So even for him, like if I ask him to do something and I realize that like he's not comprehended it, simple things like I tell you, I could tell him to turn off and on the light now, right? Now before he knew how to do it, but if I asked him to do it, he didn't know how to do it. So if he walked into a room, he knew to turn the light on and turn the light off when he was leaving because he saw us do it. But when you ask him to do it, he didn't know how. So I would have to walk over to the light switch and say, okay, turn light on, turn light off, turn light on, turn light off. So now wherever I am, he knows if I say turn on the light, whatever room I'm in, he knows now to turn on the light. So you like I tell parents, like you can't allow I try not to allow it to consume me. I try not
Gotcha.
to
Yeah.
allow it to make me paranoid or be fearful or go through the what ifs. If this is what my child needs at this moment to make his
That's what
voice
they need.
heard, that's what he needs.
Yeah. Agree. Agree. The supervisor of the house just came.
Hey,
Wanted something.
only
That's what
reason
I
you ain't
call
seen
him.
mine is because he's asleep.
He said,
He got his
"Yeah,
sleep meds at 8
sleep,
o'clock.
sleep." She's looking at me like, "Yeah."
But do you deal with that? Like, cause my baby, without sleep meds, he's roaming
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah. It's because I didn't give her anything yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why she's. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah,
We
'cause-
just came home because we had the day off, so we went
yeah.
out to get her tired. But that used to work more. I know the older she gets, it's not working as much anymore. Make her walk around to get her tired, and it's like no, that doesn't work as much
Yeah.
anymore. So, but yes, yeah, you have to because they can function on very little sleep.
They do, and I
I
be
don't.
tired.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
I
how
be
to do
tired.
it, but yeah. So yeah,
Especially when you got to go to work and deal with all other people, children too. So,
yeah.
so
Do
by the
you work
time you,
with children as well?
mm-hmm,
You were okay.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm at school
I don't work
with
with
the little
children.
people too.
I don't work with children, but they might as well have been children. I have tenants, so
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
like being with the babies though.
yeah, that's probably
I
great. Yeah. It's
I
probably great.
I get
What
to see all the
ages?
different personalities. I have different because I deal with all the SPED kids. So I have different
Okay.
ages from anywhere from first grade and up
And up.
to fifth
Okay.
grade.
Okay. So you're in a school.
Mm-hmm.
In the school.
I'm at
Okay.
my kids' school.
That's even better. Yeah. Oh wow, that's really good. Yeah. I think you're the second parent that I know that's doing that. They're a teacher as well, but I don't think they're a special ed teacher. I think they're just for typical kids teacher. But I think her son's class is like next door, literally. So
Yeah,
she's
well,
able to look in if something.
yeah. Walk
Yeah.
the halls.
Oh yeah,
Walk the
huh?
halls.
That's great. Okay, that's really
Hmm.
good. That's really good. That's really good. Well, so I'm gonna ask you. This is a question I love to ask every parent. What do you love most about your boys?
With Logan,
Mm-hmm.
I love that he likes to learn. So I take no credit for Logan. Logan, like even at eighth grade, like last year when he was in first grade, he mastered all of his multiplication tables. Like he
Oh.
teaches himself. Like I could tell people I did not teach ABCs. I didn't teach one, two, threes. What he didn't learn from Baby First or
Mm-hmm.
Miss Rachel or a YouTube channel. So I love that he has a natural learning spirit.
That's good.
Liam is a child that keeps me on my toes. Like he keeps me like, hey, girls, you got to stay on top of this. You got to stay on top
Mm-hmm.
of this. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
he's also, like I tell people, he's taught me how not to look at something and just be like, oh, this is what it is, because you can
Mm-hmm.
look at it, but that doesn't necessarily have to be what it
Mm-hmm.
is. It looks like that, but you don't know that it really is that. So I've learned not to pass judgment on people and things. I've learned to ask somebody if they need help. Even if my kids are not present and a mom is having, like, I would not be the person that just stands around and look, because I know how that feels. Like when you just need a break, when you just need somebody to help you out for a moment. So I've really learned how to not just take things like by face value.
Mm-hmm. Little girl, you have it right there. Mm-hmm. She's trying to steal some food.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. My baby
No,
eats
mommy,
till he
mommy
go to
don't.
sleep.
My mommy don't want that. Mommy not skinny like you. You can do all these things, not me. So you can eat whatever you want. That's not the same. But yes. And then the last question: what advice would you give a parent that just got the diagnosis? So we know how that is. A parent that's looking for resources. What advice would you give them?
My first advice to any
Mhm,
parent
mhm,
is that don't allow it to be a death sentence to you.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
use it as an opportunity to get your child the help that is needed. A
mhm,
lot of times when parents find out their children have certain things, they start playing things over in their mind, blaming themselves, even like, when you're pregnant, you did something wrong,
mhm,
no, it's not you. So
mhm,
my first thing is accept,
mhm,
don't be defeated, don't allow it to take you out. Instead, use what has been said to you as a way to push beyond your now to get your child to where you want them to go, where you see them going. So I
mhm,
tell parents, yes, my child has a disability, but I don't speak to him like he has a disability. I
yep,
speak to him
yep,
as
mhm,
though I want him to be, because the Bible
mhm,
says, speak those things that be not as though they were. And so I
mhm,
speak to him that you will come out of this. In the meantime, I'm going to
mhm,
do what is necessary
mhm,
to make sure that you have that voice to get all the things that
mhm,
you need, but I'm still going to speak that you will one day come out of
mhm,
this, right? The next
mhm,
thing I tell parents is find you a great pediatrician.
mhm,
If you don't have a pediatrician who will advocate for you, give you the proper directions and the things simple, like my boy's pediatrician said to me, listen, I need you to move from this side of town to that side of town because that's the school
oh
district that
wow,
you want your kids to be in.
oh
They offer
wow,
everything that you need. So he gave me what I needed. So in planning for moving, I had that in my head. This is where I need to be. right? And then so I started using the research that he had told me to figure out more, find more things. So the first thing is the pediatrician, because he's always going to be, or he or she is always going to be your first point of contact that you go to for anything. They're also going to be the person that's going to have to sign off on every document that you need. So relationship, good pediatrician interested in their kids, that's your next step. Okay. After you get a pediatrician and you get what you need, you get yourself together. I give you a day or two to gather your thoughts, collect yourself, get yourself together, and know, hey, I got to do this for my baby because they can't do it for themselves. And so some of the things that I've, like, my baby has had SSI, signed him up for it, insurance, everything, even little things like my kids want to go to Disney World. It's been a challenging year with me, with Liam in and out the hospital, not working those days, not being paid. And then I also deal with my dad who's doing cancer treatment full time. So I'm up and down with him as
Sorry
well.
about that.
And thank you. And so the thing is that they want to go to Disney World, and Mama's like, she don't have that in her budget to go to Disney World. I can't not afford it right now. But I started doing my research, tried to find, like, it's not to say that it no, because I'm not even gonna speak like that. But I found programs. I live in Texas.
You live in Texas. Okay.
I started looking for like wish and grant foundations that offer things to autistic kids, and I found some, and I had to do a basic thing first where I fill out certain things, and then they determine if you qualify even before they send you the application, right? And so you have to want it for your child. If you don't want it for your child, you're not going to go out there and find it. You're not going to go over there and do what you need to do. I'm a person that's naturally like, I'm not going to sit here and just fall dead or be like, oh my God, I'm be defeated. No, I'm pick myself up. I got to figure it out, and I'm going to get my fingers to working. And the thing is, you have to be able to have your voice, because you have to remember that that child doesn't have one. And a lot of parents are timid. A lot of parents are scared. A lot of parents allow the outside to dictate in how they move about dealing with your kids. Some parents deal with family members saying, oh, don't put your child on no medication. And my first response to that is, do you live with me? Do you deal with what I deal with on an everyday basis? Are you prepared to come and live my life? If you're not, then there's nothing to talk about. And sometimes you just have to move in silence, keep people out of your way and out of your business, and make decisions that are best for you and your household, because you are the one that has to live it. You are the one that's navigating through it. And at the end of the day, that is your child, and you have to know where you want your child to be in another year, another 2 years. And them same people that got all that noise going, they're not going to help you. Point blank, simple. So those are some of the things that I have used in navigating my way. And like I tell people, anything you need help with, like filling out forms, like a lot of people I've helped along the way, because what I'm not going to do is see you suffering, know that I can give you what you need to go about your way, and not do it. Like I have even the lady that braids my hair, she knew that I had an autistic child. Her baby is now autistic, and she had to call me and was like, I need your help. And like she got to the point where she felt defeated. Like she pulled the baby out of school and everything. I was like, what are you doing? No, like you're not gonna do this. We're gonna do this together. And I literally had to hold her hand, walk up. We going back to the schoolhouse. We're gonna enroll this baby back into school. This child gonna get what they need, and whatever else help, we gonna get it. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. I just feel like we have to work together. We have to be able to be the voice for mamas that don't know how to be the voice for themselves. But we just cannot be so, oh, I got this for my baby, but I can't tell you. No. Help. Because what I learned is when you help somebody else, I always tell people, while you helping somebody else, God is in the background working on your behalf. And you asking him for stuff, and you praying for him to do certain things for you. So if you helping somebody else, you still being about his business. So whilst you being about his business, he taking care of yours. So that's just how I choose to live my life.
Agreed. Well, great advice. great advice. And I hope there's a mom or a dad or a grandparent or a guardian of a child right now that has autism or any other disability, and they hear what you say, because the journey is not easy, but we got to stand up for our babies. So I thank you so much for your quick response, for your willingness, for your journey, for your stories. And I really think that someone said thank you. I think Aaron said thank you.
You're welcome.
And it is amazing hearing. Yeah, it's amazing hearing your story. And your family was right. You had to give your story, because that was no. They were right. They were right, because it's a lot of parents are dealing with this and silence and struggling. And just to say one tidbit before we leave here, I went to speech therapy with my baby, and there was two parents that came in, and I could tell they were coming to do an evaluation. And when I tell you the dad looked so defeated, his face was so sad. The mom, you could see she's pacing, and I was like, I have to say something to them, because I know that face. I had that face 2 or 3 years prior. And I came back and I told him, I was like, she's gonna be okay, right? And then he looked at me, he was like, she is? And I was like, she's gonna be just fine. It's just a diagnosis. What you're doing is the right thing right now. You bring her for evaluation. She's gonna get the services. She's gonna be just fine. She's already fine.
Yeah, because you've already made the step.
Yeah. And I said she's gonna succeed because both of you guys are here. That means both of her parents care, and you guys are here. And you could tell, like, they like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we got to look out for each other, because they needed that. And because I didn't get that, I said I have to give it.
That's important. That's important. The fact that I love the fact that you said that you didn't get it, but you was prepared to give it, because some people still function in the mindset, well, nobody helped me, so I'm not gonna help nobody else. I love that. I love the fact that you decided to be different than what was done to you. I love that. I love that. And that's all it is. It's like somebody at the end of the day, like for me, my village isn't here. Like I live in Texas, but everybody's in Florida or the Bahamas.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it's literally just me and daddy and the kids.
And the kids.
So we doing this by ourselves. Now, what I will say is that my mom is like, when I was dealing with that whole Liam situation, I was like, girl, I need some help. I need some help because I'm about to lose it. She hopped on a plane, no questions asked, and she coming to help. So in that instances, yes. But when you don't have people around that you could just call on in that moment, we have to learn how to love on each other, because even so, like, if you live next door to me, my kid could have somebody to play with. You know what I mean? Because we all experiencing that journey together. We know how to deal. We know how to interact with them. And you don't have to be afraid that, this person don't know how to deal with my child. Yes, I do, because I have that too. You know what I mean? And that's my biggest fear. Like, my children don't go anywhere or with anybody because I don't know that you're capable of dealing with them. So that's important. Where are you located?
New York.
Oh,
New York, yeah. New York, yeah. So when you said the Disney World, I was like, is he in Florida? Because I was like, maybe I could get her some connections if she's in Florida. If you were in Florida. Yeah.
My family, most of my cousins and everything is in Florida. And so they was just like, well, we could get the kids in, at a discounted rate and blah, 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 blah. And they was just like, but you're going to have to pay because you need that ID. And I was just like, listen, I'm at that point where I just pray about it. And I was like, God, I've done my part. I'm walking in faith. Like, I literally have been buying them their little Disney stuff. I don't have the first place. I don't have nothing, no ticket, no nothing, no nothing.
No ticket, no.
But I'm walking in faith, and I was like, God, I'm doing my part.
You're gonna get a few.
And you're gonna have to take care of the rest.
And I don't know if you heard. I don't know if they have it in Texas, but Legoland.
No, everything's in Florida.
Because they have it in New York. Yeah, they have it in New York, and we got free tickets, me and her. So we went there. They have a lot of stuff for autistic children. So check out
Interesting.
Legoland, and it's and I know you said your son liked Legos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. So check out Legoland. And when we went, it was around April.
Yeah, he
So
wanted to
check
go.
around that time.
Yeah, because Liam's
Yeah.
birthday is in April.
Okay. So check
so-
actually start checking now.
Yeah, I've been.
'Cause there's a
I'll
day
look at
that they
Legoland.
have. Yeah, they do have a day, and me and my daughter went for free, but I just paid for my oldest and then my husband.
Okay.
So technically, it was 2 tickets, but all 4 of
That's
us.
still better than
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
the tickets ain't cheap. I was surprised how expensive Legoland. Child, why are you trying to steal more water? Yeah, there's water right here. Water right here, baby. Yeah. So yeah, Legoland. Try Legoland, and it could.
See, good
definitely.
to know.
It's a-
Good to know. Because
Yes.
honestly, when it comes to
Mhm.
places to take them,
Mhm.
I have no clue because I'm not gonna tell you no lie. One of the things that I struggled with was
Mhm.
taking my babies outside because I'm that mama that and Liam is my child. I'm that mama that I'm gonna react first and think later when it comes to my kids. So when it comes to my kids,
I take
see
her.
red.
I take them everywhere because I told her she got to get used to the world.
Yeah.
So I take her everywhere, and I give everybody side as giving her side.
Okay. I ain't got no problem getting no side eye. Now, see,
I make them
don't wanna put no
uncomfortable
hands on
until they
nobody.
stop looking. Yeah, until they stop. Yeah, and then they start like because if you're a grown adult and you keep on looking at a 4 or 5-year-old, I don't think it's the child that has the problem. I think that's you. There's no reason you need to be looking at a child that much. Especially. I mean, I think by now most of us know there's children that have autism, and so they're gonna have their stimming. They're gonna make some noise sometimes, or sometimes not at all. She just do stimming, and then they looking like, "What did she do?" Okay, normal child.
One of the PE coach at school asked me, is there anything I can do to help Liam? No, that's who he is. He's gonna do that.
He's gonna do
And
it.
that's why I tell people, I feel like all teachers should have some type of SPED
Agreed.
background.
Agreed.
Because even if your child is on the spectrum and they're level 1, like my son started off with an IEP, and then when he was retested 3 years later, they was like, well, no, he could cope now, so he only's gonna have an IEP for speech, and he won't have an IEP for the autism. But he still has his quirks, right? And so you still have to know how to deal with that. And so I feel like all teachers should have a SPED background.
Agree. I think anybody that does service. I also think police officers should. Firemen, doctors, nurses, all of these people, I think they should have it because you don't know who you're going to see that day. And you may think it's someone that's going to attack you, and they're just stimming. They're not going to attack you. So I think everybody that's in service should know. Like where you're going to see a lot of people, you should have some type of, idea or training on that. Yeah, I definitely agree. So definitely check out Legoland. How did you ever go on an airplane with them?
Yeah, we do.
And they did
we go to the Bahamas every year. So
there you go. Yeah. There you go. Because I was gonna say too, you can let the flight attendants know. And I remember they gave her special headphones, and actually she left them on.
We travel with ours
for 2 seconds. She left. No, she doesn't like them at all. But surprisingly, she used theirs for like 2 seconds.
Oh, Liam loves his headphones.
She can't stand nothing. Ones. Nope, she don't like them. She does not like them at all.
That problem.
And then they let her go into the cockpit. Cockpit and stuff like that. So they did give her some. They gave her some special treatment.
So when you fly, do you call your TSA ahead of time?
I never did that. I heard about it after, and we've been a few places. We've been to Cali. We've been to
the bomb.
Well, I never knew that you could do that. Yeah.
Yes, honey.
I just let the flight attendant know.
No. So when you do it, when you call TSA to do it, you give them your itinerary. You have to do it at least like two 2 days, 3 days in advance. They put your name at the gate. So when you go to the checkpoint, you ask for the supervisor and you tell them that you have, I forgot what it's called right now, but I message you. And they literally open up a lane to screen you and your baby, that you don't have to stand in no long lines, honey. And you walk through and then you go about your business. Thebomb.com. You don't have to do no waiting, no drama, no nothing. Okay.
I mean, I have to admit, she is very good at traveling. We didn't have no problem.
It don't matter.
That's even better because sometimes there's certain things I'm still a little hesitant doing because I said that may be too long, but that's gonna help a lot if we can cut.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna do that. Yeah.
I'll send you
yes, please send it to me. Please send it to me. Yes. Because
it makes life it makes life easy. And then I just added I just get my Claire and I just I do the Claire so that I don't even go into that line. You could, and they're added on to me for free. And so I just get, when I get to the when Claire takes me to the TSA agent, I just tell them, they call for the supervisor, they ask you his name, is on the paper. The supervisor comes and gets you, and they like to the point where if the airport is busy and they have an available lane, they would just open up that lane just to screen you and the baby. If not, they come and get you. You don't stand in the line. They get your buckets. They help you put your stuff on the cards, take out whatever, and they literally walk you through the process with no drama.
Now, I'm going to tell you. So you see, this is the reason why I started this platform. This is the reason, because I didn't know that. And mind you, I'm always on this, finding out new things and trying to find out stuff like that. I didn't know that. And look.
Yep.
Because I'll tell you, one day I traveled with both of my girls. We went to Florida and she was still young. So I had the stroller, I had the car seat, I had everything in there. Everything in your mama you could think of in my hand. It was just me with two little kids. Ain't nobody help me.
Yep.
Ain't nobody told me nothing.
Yeah, as long as you have a special needs child, you can do that. And I put my baby in his wagon, and you know, we go about our business, and we be out.
Great advice.
And it works for the family because y'all traveling together.
You're traveling together. So DM me all that information because we want to travel this summer. I'm going to use it.
I will. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I would definitely use it. So thank you so much, Davida Ade. I appreciated the time. I'm not gonna hold you any longer because I know you need to rest anyway.
Thank you so much. Go work my travel agent platform.
Where is it? Send it to me. I'll follow you on there too because I like to travel.
No, well, I'm not. I just added it up. So all like on my Facebook, and excuse me, and my Instagram.
So send me your Facebook and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
I'm on Instagram too. Send it to me. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll send it to you, and then I'll put my so hence why I'm trying to do the Disney stuff through my little travel stuff, so I can get my little so you know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So I'm trying to do. I'm multitasking because I said this year is going to be the year of multiple streams of income.
Agreed. I agree. I agree. I agree. So, yeah. There's another clap for that. And a cheer. Agreed.
Yes.
So thank you again. I appreciate it. You have a great night, and send me all those information and any information that I have. I'll send it to you too, and I post them too. So definitely will be cool. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.